Hello everyone, inshallah today we are going to continue operations with rational numbers. We studied before how we are going to add and subtract rational numbers, and today inshallah we will study together multiplication and dividing of rational numbers. At the beginning, we have to revise together the rules of for multiplying rational numbers. If the numbers have the same sign, then the product will be positive, which means positive time positive, it will be equal positive. Negative time negative, the answer it will be equal positive. If the numbers have different sign, then the product will be negative. Negative time positive, it will be negative. Positive time negative, it will be negative. Then again, same, so the answer it will be positive. Different, so the answer it will be negative. We have multiplicative properties. So we have first multiplicative identity property, which is the product of a number and 1 is the number 1. So which means n times 1 should be equal n. Any number multiplied by 1, because here we have multiplicative identity element. So the multiplicative identity element is 1. So don't forget that the multiplicative identity element is 1. Second, multiplicative property of 0. The product of a number and 0 is 0. Any number you will multiply by 0, so the answer should be equal 0. Multiplicative inverse property. The product of a number and its reciprocal, which means the word multiplicative inverse, we can denote it by reciprocal, which means we are going to change. Then let me give you an example. If you have 3 out of 4, so the multiplicative inverse, it will be equal 4 out of 3. Okay, and so on. When you will multiply them together, then if you will multiply now 3 over 4 multiply by its reciprocal, which is 4 over 3, so the answer it will be equal 1. Then this is the number, then this is its reciprocal, then the answer it will be equal 1. Multiplicative property of negative 1, the product of a number and negative 1 is opposite to the number, which means if you have a number like n times negative 1, so the answer it will be negative n. If you have 3 over 4 times negative 1, if you have 3 over 4 times negative 1, so the answer it will be equal negative 3 over 4. Okay, so this is the properties when you are going to multiply two rational numbers. Let's move to the next part. When we have 3 out of 11 times negative 5 over 6. First, we have two different methods to solve this question. First, we multiplied 3 times negative 5, and down I have 11 times 6. Now, we can note that we can change 6 into 3 times 2, right? Then, after that, what we have to do, we can cancel 3 divided by 3, it will be equal 1, and 3 divided by 3, it will be equal 1. Then 1 times negative 5, it will be equal negative 5, and 11 times 2 equals 22. What else we can use? We have 3 out of 11 times negative 5 over 6. We can note from the beginning that I have 3 and 6. So 3 divided by 3, it will be equal 1, and 6 divided by 3 equals 2. Then we can note that 3 and 6, both of them can divisible by 3. So 3 divided by 3, the answer, it will be equal 1, and 6 divided by 3, it will be equal 2. Now, this one is written already in relatively prime, and this one too. I can't find any number in the numerator. If I'm going to simplify it with the denominator, there is a common number we don't have. Then we will multiply the numerator together now. Then 1 times negative 5, it will be negative 5. And then 11 times 2, it will be equal 22. So this is the second method. What else? We have third method, 3 over 11 times negative 5 over 6. We can multiply together the numerator. Then 3 times negative 5, it will be equal negative 15. And then 11 times 6, it will be equal 66. But this one is not in relatively prime, so we have to simplify. 15 and 66 both can divisible by 3. Then we will divide the numerator, so it will be negative 15 divided by 3, so it will be negative 5. 66 divided by 3, it will be equal 11. So in front of you, we have 3 different methods. First, we can expand the 6 to change it into 3 times 2 to cancel it with the number in the numerator. Second, we can discover from the beginning, search about a common number in the numerator and denominator. So we can note that 3 and 6, both of them lying in the table or shown in table 3. Or we can multiply directly the two numerators together, the two denominators together, but by the end we have to put them in simplest form. Okay, then in front of you, as I said, you have 3 different methods, so you can make a practice about the 3 methods, and after that you will choose which one is more easier for you. We will move to another question. So this one is 3 out of 10. What do you note about this one? This one is mixed number, and this one is the integer. So what we have to do, we can change this one from mixed into fraction. Like 10 times 3, it will be 30 plus 3. Then again, we will change mixed into fraction. How you will, sorry, it's back. We will multiply we will multiply 3 times 10, it will be 30, plus 3, it will be 33 over 10. And then negative 15, I will change it into fractional form, so it will be negative 15 over 1. Then now 33 times negative 15 and 10 times 1. Which one we can change? I can change now negative 15 to make it 5 times negative 3. And down 10, I can expand it to be 2 times 5. And already we have 1. Now, which one we can cancel them together? So I can cancel 5 with 5, right? What else? I don't have anything more. Then it will be 33 times the negative 3. It will be negative 99 divided by 2. This one is improper fraction, so I can't keep it like this. It should be in simplest form. So which method we have to use? We have to make long division, which means we will put 99 inside, and then we will put 2 outside. Then it will be 9 divided by 2 equals 4. We will back with 4 times 2, it will be equal 9. And then the next step, we have to subtract. then this one, it will be equal 0, and then drop down, sorry, 2 times 4 equals 8, I'm so sorry. Then 9 minus 8, it will be equal 1, and then we will drop down 9, so it's 19 divided by 2. Which is the closest number to 19? Yes, it will be equal 9. Then we will put 9 up. 2 times 9, it will be equal 18. And then we will subtract. Then I have 1. Now, the number in the numerator, this one, it will be the whole number. And then we will go down to pick up the remainder. Okay, and we will put it divided by 2 because this one was the main denominator. So the answer by the end, don't forget that negative divided positive should be equal negative, and then 49, and the remainder is 1 out of 2. Then we can multiply mixed number by integer number, and we have to change an integer into fraction and also the mixed number into fraction, and then you have to choose the way which you are going to simplify to find the number in simplest form. So this is how we are going to multiply rational numbers, which it could be a fraction, it could be a decimal, or mixed number. Next part, we are going to explain how we will multiply two decimal numbers. You have to put your own plan before you will start to answer. First, note that the first number is positive and the second number is negative. So the answer for sure should be equal negative. Now, the first number, the decimal point after 2 decimal place. And this one too, the decimal point after 2 decimal place. So we can keep it in our bank, as I said in the class. Then for the first one, I have the decimal point after 2 digits, the decimal point after 2 digits, which means the final answer, the decimal point, it will be after 4 digits. Now we have 234 times 21. So we are going to multiply. 1 times 4, it will be equal 4. 1 times 3, it will be equal 3. And then 1 times 2, it will be equal 2. We already finished 1. Then we are going to put 0 in the first digit. We will not repeat it again. We will not put the answer under 4, but we have to put 0. After that, 2 times 4, it will be equal 8. 2 times 3, it will be equal 6. 2 times 2, it will be equal 4. Then we will add 4 plus 0 equal 4. And then 3 plus 8, 11, 1, and carry 1. 3 plus 6 equal 9. And then I have 4. Don't forget that we have something in our bank, which is the decimal point should be after 4 digits. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the answer, it will be 0.4914. Okay, then how you are going to multiply two decimal numbers? First, we will count the decimal point comes after how many digits for the first number and then for the second number, and we have to add them together to put them in the final answer. And take care about the sign for the final, for the first and second numbers. Then in this question, it was 2.34 times negative 0.21. Then we can use another method to answer this question. In the first method, we put the decimal point in our bank, 2 and 2, and then the answer after 2 digits. This is another method. We are going to put this one, we will change it to make it fractional form. So it will be 234 over 100. And this one, negative 21 over 100. We will multiply the numerator together, then it becomes negative 4,914 over 10,000, which means the decimal point should be after 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you will put it negative 0.494. In both two ways, by the end, you have to check your answer. You will note that the both two answers are the same. One more question. It's up to you. It's self-assessment now. How we are going to answer this question. So you have two different methods. First method, to convert the first number into fractional form, the second number into fractional form, and then you will add and put the decimal sign after the, at the end of the question. Second method, we can ignore the decimal point and you will count. For the first one, the decimal point after 2 digits. And the decimal point for this one after 1 digit. Then the final answer, for sure, the decimal point, it will be after 3 digits. Now we will multiply 16 times 4. 6 times 4, it's 24. 4 and carry 2, and then it will be 64. Don't forget that you put in your bank account 2 and 1, which means the decimal point should be after 3 digits. So I have 1, 2. So we need one more digit for the answer. So it will be 0.064, right? And already negative time negative should be positive. So this is the final answer. So as I told you, you have two different methods. This one, the decimal point after 2 digits, so it will be over 100. The decimal point after 1 digit, so it will be over 10. Then we will multiply the numerator together. 4 times 16, it will be equal 64. And 100 times 10, it will be 1,000. And the decimal point after 3 digits. So you have two methods, and you will choose any one from them to answer your question. So this is how we can multiply two decimals together. If we want to talk about rules with division, so it's very similar with multiplication, which means when you are going to multiply two numbers with the same sign, so the answer should be equal positive. Two different signs, the answer will be equal negative. Division of fractions is multiplying by the reciprocal. You only have to use the division rule if at least one of the numbers is a fraction or if the quotient will not be an integer. Let me give you an example. The first one is negative 2 over 15 divided by negative 2 over 3. Then we can keep the first number the same, negative 2 over 15, and then divide, we will change it into multiply, and then negative 2 over 3, we are going to flip it. We will find the multiplicative inverse or the reciprocal for this one. Then it will be 3 over negative 2. Now we can expand the number 15, so it will be 5 times 3. Why? Because next we are going to cancel. I have 3 and I have 3, negative 2 and negative 2. So the rest in the numerator, it will be equal 1, and the rest in the denominator, it will be equal 5. So the answer, it will be 1 over 5. As I told you, we have different ways to solve the same question. But the first step, the main, I can cancel it, which means negative 2 out of 15, and then divide by negative 2 over 3. I'm going to multiply and then find the reciprocal. It will be 3 over negative 2. We can start in this one to simplify. I have 15 and I have 3. 3 divided by 3 equal 1. 15 divided by 3 equal 5. And I have negative 2 divided by negative 2 equal 1, and this one equal 1. By the end, I'm going to multiply the two numerators together. 1 and 1, it will be equal 1. 5 and 1, it will be equal 5. Then, for each question, we have different methods to solve. By the end, all of us, we should have the number in simplest form, like this question should be equal 1 over 5. What about if we have a question like this? Same methods, but the first one, we can note that the first one is mixed, so we will change it into fraction. Negative 5, we will put it over 1. When you will find the reciprocal, it will be 1 over negative 5. Now, 15 times 1 and 11 times negative 15. We can expand 15 to be 3 times 5. And 11, I can't expand more, times negative 5. We can note here that I have 5 and negative 5, but don't forget that I have negative 1, and then we will multiply the numerator to be 3 times 1 equals 3. 11 times negative 1, it will be equal negative 11. We can transfer a negative from the denominator and put it outside like this, and then it will be 3 over 11. Okay, so this is how we are going to divide mixed number and integer number. Next question, I want to divide negative 0.4 divided by negative 5.2. We can change the first one into fraction. It will be negative 4 over 10 divided by negative 52 over 10. The same, keep the first, change the sign, divide, it will be multiply, and then find the reciprocal. Then change it into multiplication question. It will be negative 4 times 10, and down I have 10 times negative 52. It's very easy to note that I can cancel 10 with 10, so I have negative 4 over negative 52. I can expand now 52. It will be negative 4 times 13. Cancel, so this one equal 1 and this one equal 1. So by the end, I have 1 out of 13. Then with decimal, I can change them into fraction. If the decimal point after 1 digit, so it will be over 10. If the decimal point after 2 digits, so it will be over 100. So this one now, negative 0.36, how I'm going to change it? It will be 36 over 100. And this one is 12 over 1, negative 36 over 100. Divide, it will be multiply 12 over 1, 1 over 12. Expand 36, it will be negative 3 times 12. And down, it will be 100 times 12. Cancel 12 with 12. So I have negative 3 over 100. It's very easy to change this one from fractional form into decimal. Then we will find the answer by decimal form. I hope that you understood and enjoy with us. See you in the next video, inshallah.